So recently, the tech company Nothing has released a community event where you as an individual can design the ultimate version of the Nothing Phone 2A. So that involves the functionality as well as the aesthetics. More specifically, the materials, the color, basically anything regarding the back of the phone. And of course, as a tech enthusiast, as well as an aspiring tech product designer, I wanted to jump on this opportunity. So let's get into it. So Nothing is all about making tech fun. So just like Carl Pei going on a roller coaster, I'm going to do something fun myself. Of course it isn't a roller coaster, but it is something fun. It's called body surfing. I forgot to bring a towel. Okay, for some reason my audio cut out here, so this is me a week later, and I'm just going to explain what I was supposed to say then. So on the Nothing community event webpage, it said that you have to create a story out of your design. It can't just be an outright random piece. I settled on 2 stories just to give me a wide range of options. The first one is a wave breaking into shore, and the second one is a journey up the mountain. And after that, I think I said something along the lines of, let's do a few sample drawings. Let's cut to that. Looks like the camera has arms and legs, which is weird. Actually, that is kind of cool. Nah, we're gonna stick with the mountain range story. Here's what I've settled on. It's actually very simple and minimal. Now, on to the next one. So this is alternative design 1. Represent the mountain range, basically, the story of going up a mountain range. So we've got ourselves a dot at the bottom, so that's sort of like where you start. The 2 levels of the mountain, the 2 lines, a little triangle up the top here, and then just to emphasize that it's sort of like a mountain, I've had these 2 glyphs over here, and then of course we've got the camera up here. So this is design 1. Dot, 2 lines, triangle, potential ones on the side, and that sort of represents the mountain range. Now of course, let's compare that to the original one, and as you can see, it's a little more geometric and less fluid. And then if we go over to alternative design number 2, it was a bit rough. I was in a bit of a rush because I just got really excited, so excuse me for the terrible sketch, but essentially, line, the triangle here, 2 lines that like flow like so. So this is meant to represent a wave coming in. So this is sort of like the 2 waves flowing in from the sea in sort of a way. Then you got the triangle as it's about to like break into the shore, and then this line right here sort of represents the shore. Once again, following that 2A sort of aesthetic. So yeah, let's move on to functionality. We've broken Nothing Phone down into its key sections. We have ourselves the glyph interface, the recording light. Oh, I can just look at my phone for this. The off button, the volume button, cameras, the charging port, the speakers, the microphone, flashlight. But we're just gonna ignore the buttons, and we're also gonna ignore like most of the side profile of the phone. So after walking up the hill to the lighthouse, I've sort of gone out of the way a bit, sort of into the bush, so I can avoid some people, because there's quite a few people up here. But that's alright. Now I actually got quite enlightened after walking up that hill. I came up with 3 additional features which I can add to the Nothing Phone 2A. So the first feature I'm thinking is a level. Like imagine one of these glyph lights, like imagine like the volume button for example. You place that flat on the table or something to check if it's level, and there'll be like a little dot light to like indicate if you're like level or not, or like it will indicate how level the surface is. So that's the first feature. So the second feature that I'm thinking about is a clock, a glyph clock. Now I'm not exactly sure how to implement this, so I'm going to do a bit of brainstorming a bit later. And of course, to end it off, an action button. Time to get back on track. Quite literally. That's what I'm talking about. I think it's time for a drone shot. Okay, so you're gonna love this. Here are the two designs which I've put together. So this is sample drawing 1. It's meant to represent the waves coming into shore. So you got yourself the two waves, so the arrow showing that it's about to break, and that's the shore right there. Let's talk about the functionality features. I'm thinking of turning these 4 aspects into glyph lights, because I feel like the 2A is lacking glyph lights. And up here, to add that clock feature that I was thinking about, the 2A is perfectly designed to implement a clock, because the eyes itself have a circle around it, and that circle could actually be a minimal clock. I added a bit extra. So this is meant to indicate the battery, that's meant to indicate the level. The action button can be added in very, very easily. It's in the top there, like an iPhone. That's sort of design 1. Now the color that I was thinking about. Let's just have a look at this. It's such an amazing view. So the water is sort of a darkish blue in a way. If you go into our color palette here, go along here, I want a little bit of light blue. That's sort of the sweet spot there. Okay, I just turned the entire screen blue. Just imagine the phone itself blue. Here's the second design. A bit more rough than the other one. Sort of following the same regime in a way, and this is sort of the mountain range representation in a way. So that's sort of the mountain top. Those 2 lights to indicate sort of it's more of a mountain. You've got 3 lights here to indicate sort of the levels of the mountain, and you can use one of them as sort of a level, another one for the battery life, and that's sort of representing you at the bottom. You've got the little action button there. Once again, these will be glyph lights. We'll see which ones are glyphs, which ones won't be. Oh my god, this is the most beautiful sunset ever. And then the color that I'm thinking for this one is a bit more green. A bit darker, actually. Something like that. Okay, so it doesn't look as good now, but that's sort of the concept. Let's run back to my computer and chuck those 2 designs in Illustrator for the final design. Nothing community event.